to go, and then I'm going to call on Delegate McQuinn afterwards.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, for your flexibility. I have in front of you today, Mr. Chair, HB998. Mr. Chair, members of the committee, in recent years, there's been growing concern about the presence of toxic substances in menstrual products, particularly PFAS, or also known as forever chemicals. The EPA has linked these manufacturing chemicals to serious health issues, such as an increased risk of certain cancers, hormonal disruptions, immunosuppression, and decreased fertility. Even more troubling, forever chemicals have been detected even in menstrual products advertised as natural or organic, leaving consumers with a false sense of safety. Currently, manufacturers of menstrual supplies are not required by Virginia law to disclose the ingredients in their products. As a result, consumers may be unknowingly exposed to toxic substances that can adversely affect their health. HB 998 will require that any menstrual supplies sold in the Commonwealth include a label for all ingredients in the product, including forever chemicals. A manufacturer is not obligated to disclose confidential ingredients on the label as long as such an ingredient has been approved by the EPA as not a toxic substance. Mr. Chair, menstrual products are not a luxury. They are vital health products, and their manufacturing and sale should be regulated with the same care and standards we apply to other products. And with that, Mr. Chair, I do have a substitute, which I forgot to mention earlier, so I'd like to move that.
All right, Mr. Brooks, would you please report the substitute?
Mr. Chair, substitute for HB 998. This removes the definitions for intentionally added ingredient, restricted substance, and perfluoroalkyl and perfluoroalkyl substances, and adds a definition for confidential substance. Substitute specifies that the provisions of the bill don't apply to packaging used for shipping, and that manufacturers of menstrual supplies are not required to disclose confidential substances under the bill's provisions as long as the manufacturer includes the confidential substance's common name on the ingredients list. It also adds a provision requiring manufacturers to update the label on menstrual supplies after they make a change to the ingredients, but specifies that the bill does not restrict sale of existing inventory in stock before this becomes effective in due course. And finally, it removes the enactment clause requiring Board of Health to promulgate regs on the lowest level of restricted substances that can be achieved in menstrual products.
Okay, so that's the substitute. Can I get a motion to adopt the substitute? Got a motion properly second to adopt the substitute. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? All right, substitute is now properly before us. Delegate Siebold, did you explain the bill already? Any questions from the subcommittee of the patron at this point? All right, seeing none, let's go ahead and turn to the audience. Anyone here to speak in favor of House Bill 998? Please come forward. All right, not seeing anyone. Anyone here in the audience to speak in opposition to House Bill 998? All right, we do have one person on the line, and Andrew Hackman. Andrew?
Mr. Chairman, members of the committee, my name is Andrew Hackman. I'm testifying on behalf of the Center for Baby and Adult Hygiene Products, a resident of Fairfax County. We are in no position on House Bill 998. We have worked with Delegate Siebold on the substitute. There are a couple of additional issues we'd like to work on relative to aligning this potential law with laws that are already in place in California, Nevada, New York, and New Jersey. These are around some timeframes for changing labels and ensuring that the definitions are precise and identical to some of the definitions in those other states. As we have a number of those states coming online as we speak with labeling requirements, we're happy to work on addressing those minor issues, but appreciate the delegates' great work on working together to find good compromise language and consistency with those other states. So I can answer any questions the committee may have, but appreciate the time today.
Delegate Siebold, is that something that you're open to doing?
Mr. Chair, I would need to have a conversation with council. We just heard from Andy recently. The definitions were what was in Virginia code specifically, not necessarily code from other states. So we tried to align with what was in our code already. And so I feel like that's something that our council, that we would have to have a conversation about. Is this something that we're going to adjust? We did work pretty closely with the company to mimic the New Jersey law. Again, has different definition than Virginia code. So definitely, if it's something that will move this bill along, I would definitely be amenable to that before full committee or perhaps before or after
Look,
crossover.
it's up to you. I mean, I don't know this. It's kind of vague about some of the different areas that provisions that could be worked on. I didn't get specific details, but I think it's something that you want to, if you want to align it with what other states are doing, it's your prerogative, but I didn't get any specificity.
Mr. I don't want necessarily to change the definition of an ingredient if that's already in Virginia code. The definition of menstrual supply, if that's already in Virginia code, to match another state's code. So again, I will work with the manufacturer as well to make those changes. The other issue is the timeline. Other states the manufacturers have already started this process with other states. Okay. We just heard from, again, that group asking for a longer implementation period. I am open to it, perhaps not the 18 months that they had asked for. Okay. And so that's definitely something I'm willing to do as well before it gets to full committee, or perhaps if this bill does make it through, and perhaps after crossover.
Okay. Delegate Herring, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I guess probably just speaking to the bill right now.
Delegate Herring.
Thank you. I think it's a great bill, and it sounds like Delegate Siebold is committed to sort of working to make sure that this is implemented. There are models from other states, but I'm very sensitive also to her desire to not, mess up the definitions that we have in Virginia in our code. So I think that we're in a posture that this is one of these bills that we may see develop over time and just during this session. So whenever it's appropriate.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair,
No, we've been around long enough that there's plenty of off-ramps and ways to amend bills as they move through the process. And so I'm hearing the patron say she's open to improving this bill as the process moves along. So since this is our last subcommittee meeting before crossover, we have to take action. So any other member wish to seek recognition? Question for the patron, seeing none. Subcommittee works on a motion.
Move to report it with the substitute. Second.
Got a motion to report the substitute, House Bill 998. Clerk will please open the roll. Members, please cast your votes. All members have voted. Clerk will please close the roll. House Bill 998 reports with substitute by a vote of 6-1. I have Delegate McQuinn next.